I'm so thankful to be here with you and to be moving together. Let's start with tilting our pelvis into neutral. So bringing those top two bones over your bottom pubic bone. And then let's walk our feet a little wide. And at some point, your feet are going to want to turn out to the side. Let that be your boundary, wherever you can keep your feet straight, but still keep your thigh bones open. Pelvis upright, ribs relax down, arms out to your sides. And then just let's start to tune into our breath as we sweep our arms up and down by our sides. Feeling from our fingers to our elbows, from our elbows to our shoulders. Feeling the connection perhaps of the pull of the muscles of your shoulders on your rib cage and your neck. And breathing, just allowing the breath to flow. And you definitely don't have to move at my pace. Like, go with a pace that feels comfortable for you. It's often better for the body to start out a little bit slower, just to feel how you're feeling. And then you can always go a little faster. All right, next time your arms are out by your sides, let's bring them slightly forward of your shoulders and rotate your arm bones all the way one way and all the way the other way. And notice if you're in a rush to get to the next movement. I mean, it's so easy for our mind to take over and we're just always trying to stay one step ahead. Can you pause more often? Pause, feel the shape you're in. Rotate a little bit, pause, rotate a little bit, pause, rotate a little bit, pause, rotate a little bit, pause. Now try to do that just so that you can pause in every rotation and feel how it feels. And then of course you can always go a little faster. Breathing. All right, next time your hands are forward, bend your elbows and extend. Spread your thumbs away from your other fingers gently. Bend, extend. Check on your pelvis. Did it tilt back? Check on your thighs. Did they collapse in? Bend, extend, bend, extend. All right, bend, elbows a little lower than the shoulders. Curl in and open. Curl in and open. Curl in and open, curl in and open. How about either sticking with that or crossing your right elbow on top of your left and open, left on top of right and open. And then switch elbows as you go side to side. And then reach your arms out, rotate your palms up, maybe even turn your elbows forward a little, your thumbs back as you reach out through your upper arms. And remember, this is where you want to come more throughout the day. When you feel like you're hunching, don't lift through your chest. Instead, sit up tall in your pelvis, relax your ribs down, and get your arms out to the sides. And then release your arms down, walk your feet into hip distance, stretch your right leg straight, and we'll point and flex. Point and flex. Then how about a twist? Twist the inner arch forward a little. Twist the outer edge of the foot. Take your time. Feel the motion. Twist the inner arch. Twist the outer edge of the foot. Eventually you can feel not only the lower leg muscles, but all the way up in the hip, how it feels when you twist the ankle. How about spreading all your toes out? And if possible, keep your toes spreading as you point and flex, and point and flex. And then how about trying to keep your toes spreading as you twist your ankle gently side to side. And then let's switch legs. Extend your left leg long. Start with flexed ankle, point and flex. And keep in mind when you're flexing, you're actively not pulling your toes back, but the top of your foot back. Point and flex, and then a twist. One side of the ankle, the other side. One side and the other side. Back to center. Try to spread all your toes out wide. Keep the toes spreading as you point and flex. Point and flex. Keep the toes spreading as you twist your ankle a little to one side, a little to the other. Twist and twist, and then back to center, bend that knee. Let's spin around for a lunge. We're going to do several lunges throughout this class. You can go to one side first or the other. Let's go to the left side first. So spin around, slide your knee back. Knee falls under your hip. You can work top of the foot or toes tucked under. Do the same on each leg, but then maybe switch for the next lunge, do something different. Or you can just really work with that ankle flexion, which is what we need a lot more of. Take your outside arm up and over into a side bend, and then come down and just reach it straight out to your sides. Up and over, and straight out to the side. Can you relax your inner shoulder a little bit? So as you go over, instead of lifting from the shoulder, you're reaching more from the side of the ribs. And come down and up and over, hold. Relax that inner shoulder and move that arm a little bit back, a little bit forward. It's not a big motion, very small. Stretch out through the palm of your hand. Feel the side of the rib cage. And then bring that arm down and spin around to the other side. So same thing with your back foot, knee right under the hip, arm reaches straight out to your side, palm up, and side bend, and arm out to the side. Breathing. Go within a range of motion that feels comfortable for you. And instead of forcing your body to do more, be more consistent. And then your body will naturally want to do more. Next time you go over, a little forward, a little back. Truly, I can't tell you this has happened to me, and I can't tell you how many people this has happened to that I've heard over time, that they're like, gosh, the more I do these little movements with you, the more throughout the day I just feel like my body really wants to move in different ways. And what we're doing is we're coming back to our nature, which is a lot still like children, where the body wants to move, the body feels good moving. It's just that it's almost been conditioned out of us. So getting more parts of us moving is such a good thing. All right, from here, let's do 3 angles, and you can do on a block or the floor. I'm gonna do the floor today. So extend your right leg long, really actively flex your ankle and hinge forward, rotating forward from your hips. Notice if your toes pull back a lot, can you relax your toes as you flex the ankle? And then come up nice and slowly and take that right leg a little bit out to the right. And you can go from a little bit to a lot. I'm just going to do smaller angles today. Hinge forward from there, rotating from the pelvis. Keep working on flexing the ankle without pulling back the toes. Relax any clenching muscles. And then come up nice and slowly and take that foot over across in front of your other foot. Leg nice and straight, ankle flex, relax the toes, hinge forward, rotating forward from the hips. Taking maybe a couple rib breaths or a rib breath with each stretch that you do, where you breathe into the sides and the backs of your ribs. Come on up, let's switch legs. Right ankle right under your knee, left ankle straight in line with your outer hip. Rotate forward from the pelvis as you actively flex the ankle, but relax the toes. Relax any clenching on the front of the thigh. Great time to practice. Can your kneecap lift up and down? And then come up and bring that left leg a little bit out to the left. Flex the ankle there. Rotate forward from the pelvis. Breathing. And come up And bring the foot across, flex the ankle, and rotate forward from the pelvis. Take a rib breath or two. Relax any clenching. It just feels good to put our body in different positions. Make sure the positions you're putting your body in feels good to you. All right, come on up. Let's go around for another lunge. Let's go back to the left first this time. Slide the leg back. I'll do the top of the foot this time, but I'm going to actively push down so the front of my ankle lifts up. You can choose to do the same. We are going to ground through our feet here because we're going to use our arms, and we're going to reach our arms into the air, palms face each other without your ribs lifting up. Turn your belly to the back of the chair. Tap your hands down. Lift your arms back up and unwind. Let's do that 3 more times. Rotate from the waist, tap, lift, unwind. Rotate from the waist, tap, lift, unwind. Rotate from the waist, tap, lift, unwind. Hands come down, slide the back leg forward, spin around. Top of the foot or toes tucked under. I actually haven't done top of the foot where I pushed down and lifted my ankle up for a while. I could really feel that on the other side. So see, it just, if you haven't done something in a while, mix it up, do something. Ribs relax down, ground through the feet, arms go up into the air without the ribs lifting up. Turn the belly to the back of the chair, tap, arms go up, unwind. 3 more times like that. Rotate the waist, tap, arms reach up, unwind. Rotate the waist, tap, arms reach up, unwind. Rotate the waist, tap, arms reach up, unwind. Bring your hands down, slide that back leg forward, spin back around to the front of the chair, and then from here you're going to scoot your left hip over to the center of your chair. Extend your right leg out to the side. For a lot of people, the pattern of the muscles will start to point your toes. So try to flex your ankle and point your toes forward and keep that activity as you straighten your leg. Now you're going to reach back and hold onto the sides of the chair. Bend your elbows, try to point them straight back, and then lift your ribs up. Relax your ribs down and back. Ribs lift up. Relax down and back. Ribs lift up. Relax down and back. Check on that foot. Bend your elbows a little more. Hug them in and breathe. Maybe bend them even further. Maybe hug them in a little more without the ribs lifting up. Ribs stay relaxed down. And then release. Slide that right leg in. Come to the center of the chair. Tuck the top of the foot under. So top of the foot stretch and try to land right on the center of the foot. And then interlace your hands behind your back, right pinky finger on the bottom. Without lifting the ribs up, maybe the hands lift off the back. If they don't, you can just let them rest on the back. Even if they're resting on the back, you can hug the elbows in towards each other, reach the knuckles down to the chair or back to the chair behind you. And then release your hands down. Now, how about if it's not bothersome from the foot, roll to the pinky toe side of the foot. Like purposely let your ankle roll out a little bit. Should be any discomfort in the ankle at all. And then take the right arm up and over into a side bend. And then bring that arm down. How about rotating so you're on the big toe side of the foot? So you turn your leg a little bit, you're on the big toe side of the foot. Hold there. Turn your belly button to the left, toward your front leg, or the foot that's in front. And then from there, unwind, come back to the center top of the foot and hinge forward a little bit. And of course, if this is bothersome for your knee either, skip this version and come up and stretch that foot forward. Scoot your right hip to the center of the chair. Extend your left leg out to the side a little bit in front of your hip. Try to turn those toes forward, and you have to actively keep flexing your ankle. Hold on to the back of the chair, elbows in, and lift and drop your ribs down and back without any motion in the pelvis. Lift, ribs drop down and back. Lift, ribs drop down and back. And lift, ribs drop down and back. Keep the ribs down and back. Maybe bend the elbows, hug them in. Check on that foot actively flexing. Check on that leg actively extending. And breathing here. All right, from there, slide that foot in, tuck the left foot, try to land on the center of the top of the foot, interlace your left pinky finger on the bottom behind you. Maybe keep your hands on your back, maybe lift your hands off your back. Either way, hug your elbows in a little. Either reach your knuckles down towards the seat of the chair or back towards the back of the chair if you're lifting your hands up. And then release your hands, roll over to the pinky toe side of your foot. So you're just resting more on the pinky toe side of the foot. Left arm goes up and over into a side bend, lengthening from the whole side of the body. Come back up, roll over to the big toe side of the foot. So you're putting a little bit more load on the big toe side of the foot. And then twist your belly button toward your front leg, toward your right leg, if your right foot is in front. Feel the waist turn. Unwind, come back to the center of the top of your foot and just hinge forward a little bit here. All right, come on up. Let's go around to our right for a lunge first. So spin around to your right, slide your foot back, toes tucked under or top of the foot down, and then you'll bend your outside arm with elbow bent and wrist bent, so dinosaur arm. We've been doing this a little bit lately. Pull your pinky finger down and back, hinge back. Feel the top of the hip in the front of the thigh, or the front of the hip in the front of the thigh. Come back forward, pull your ring finger down and back, hinge back a little bit, and come forward. Middle finger pulls down and back, hinge back, and come forward. Pointer finger pulls down and back, hinge back, and come forward. Thumb pulls down and back, hinge back, hold. Are you clenching anything? Relax any clenching muscles. And come forward, slide that foot forward, spin around to the other side, toes tucked under or top of the foot. If you remember last week when you did lean backs, we maybe did the top of the hand. So if you did your toes tucked under, maybe this time do top of the foot down. If not, don't worry, it's all good. So elbow bends, wrist bends down, gently pull the pinky finger back towards the forearm, hinge back, and come forward. Ring finger pulls down and back, hinge back, and come forward. Middle finger pulls down and back, hinge back, and come forward. Pointer finger pulls down and back, hinge back, and come forward. Now the thumb gently pulls down and back and will hold. Hinge back, stay a little bit longer, relax any clenching muscles, and come back up and slide that leg forward, spin back around to the front of the chair, and then from here with your ankles hip distance apart. Actually, let's start with our feet together. So bring your big toes together, your knees come closer all the way. The main thing here is the more that your pelvis is upright, the more you'll use your deeper abdominal muscles. As you lift a foot up, your pelvis is gonna try to roll back, and it might not roll back that much. It'll be like a tiny little bit. But the more you can keep your hips upright, the more you use your deeper core muscles. How about lifting and lowering one foot at a time? And when our feet are closer, you use more of your center line of deeper abdominal muscles as you lift and lower. And just at your own pace, but check the pelvis. I just caught my pelvis rotating back a little bit. And then pause, legs together, open your arms out to your sides, twist your right hand outside your left knee and turn open from the belly and feel like you're reaching out through both of your arms. Unwind, twist your left hand across your right knee, twist open from the belly, feel like you're reaching out through both of your arms. Might be quite different sensation on one side than the other. And then come back to center, and with the legs together, rotate from your pelvis and hinge forward and fold as far forward as you feel comfortable. You can let your head drop all the way down. If you tend to get lightheaded, keep your breath flowing and come up very slowly as you push through your feet. And if you tend to get lightheaded often, just get your feet moving a little bit because that will help bring the blood flow back up. All right, walk your feet hip distance apart, pelvis upright, most important, lift and lower, 1 foot at a time. Notice as you lift, does your leg tend to cave in? Try to lift your ankle straight up under your knee. But even more important than that is the pelvis rotating back, even a tiny little bit. Mine just goes back ever so slightly still. So you've got to just really watch it, and you'll feel more of those deeper core muscles fire as the pelvis stays really upright. Okay, from there, open your arms out to the sides, twist your right hand inside your right knee and twist open. Reach out through the arms. If you want to, move that right hand outside your left knee, but if your thighs are collapsing in, keep it inside your right knee for now. Unwind, start first, left hand inside left knee. So notice if your brain is just like, well, I can take my hand over here, so I want to, but remember that we want to get out of thinking that way when it comes to our bodies, because deeper health comes with more angles. So you also want to do this angle because it's pulling on different waist muscles, different spinal muscles. And then you can always transfer your hand over. So both are beneficial. We don't want to think that going further has greater benefit. That's not the way it works. Even though eventually we want to be able to go into all different ranges of motion. Okay, unwind, hinge forward, fold over your legs. Maybe your head drops all the way down. Relax the back of the neck deeply, tuck the chin in a little. And then push into the feet to come up. And let's go one wider. So outer edges of feet straight, pelvis upright, lift and lower. This works more the side stripe of your abdominals. If you find that you're really tipping over to the side to get one leg up, bring your legs a tiny bit closer. And when I say a tiny bit closer, I really mean like a matter of centimeters. You just like bring your foot in so you barely tell it's closer, but it might just allow you to use more muscle. Breathing, lifting straight up and down. Keeping that pelvis upright. It takes a lot more work. And just keep making micro corrections. Oh, there I go, leaning back. Oh, there I go, leaning over. That's okay. Your body's going to go to where it's used to going. That's why we're here doing this work. All right, from there, pelvis upright, ribs relaxed down, arms out to the side. Start with your right hand inside your right knee. Twist open, reach out through your arms. Maybe take your right hand across to your left knee. Twist open. All right, open your arms out. Start with your left hand inside your left knee. Twist from the belly. Maybe that left hand comes across to the right knee. Twist open from the belly. And come back and hinge forward from your hips. Hands to the thighs, elbows to the thighs, maybe all the way down. Good opportunity to check, are your knees going past your ankles? If so, that could be a habit of always sitting with your heels back a little bit. Bring your heels forward a little bit. Take another breath here. Push into your feet, come up. And now let's do another lunge. Spin around to your right. Grab your strap. Make a loop, lasso it around your ankle, pull the thigh bone back. Let's start with the foot pretty low. So if you are going to lift the toes up, you just lift them up a little bit off the ground. And now we're going to rotate the thigh bone. So you're going to hold straight with your ankle straight behind your knee for a moment. And then rotate and pull your foot a little bit away from the chair. Feel how that changes the pull on the front of the thigh. Rotate, bring your foot over towards the chair. Keep backing your thigh bone up. All right, bring your leg back to center. How about lifting a tiny bit higher? Hold there. How about rotating your thigh bone a little to one side? Rotating your thigh bone a little bit to the other side. And back to center. Leg comes down, turn around to the other side. Create that lasso, wrap it around your ankle, draw your thigh bone back right under your knee. Start with your toes barely off the ground, drawing your thigh bone back. Stay centered to start. Front ribs relax down. Feel your hip, feel your thigh. Feel your fingers, feel your shoulders. Are they clenching? Breathing. Rotate your leg one direction. And then re-feel. Can you feel the change of the muscle pattern? Rotate your leg in the other direction. And then re-feel again. It takes a moment for the nervous system to kind of calculate what you're doing. Come back to center. How about lifting your foot a little bit higher? And a little bit goes a long way. It doesn't have to be much higher. Rotate your lower leg one direction. Feel and breathe there. Rotate your lower leg in the other direction. Feel and breathe there. And then come back to center and release that foot, and you can place that strap behind the chair. Okay, so we haven't done this maybe in a long time. I think we've done it a couple times before, maybe not even on the online classes, but in person. You're going to extend your right leg long, flexing your ankle, and you're going to try to not let your pelvis rotate back at all. So really keep the pelvis upright as you lift and lower your right leg. Now, you're going to want to push down through your left foot. Can you not push down through your left foot? So lift and lower. And you might feel your left foot ground down into the floor a little bit, but try not to push down too much as you lift and lower. Keep the leg really straight. Keep the pelvis really upright. And then rotate that thigh bone so your knee and toes turn a little bit out to the side, still ankle in line with your outer hip. And keep that rotation as you lift and lower without the pelvis rotating back. Lift and lower, straightening the leg long. Lift and lower, and lift and lower. All right, bend the right knee, extend the left leg, knee, hip, knee, ankle in line. Flex your ankle, pelvis upright. Most important part. The more your pelvis goes back, you can even play with it. Roll your pelvis back. Much less work that you feel on the front of the thigh. If you're feeling work on the front of the thigh, then that's okay too, but it will be much less. Keeping your pelvis upright as you lift and lower, you get a lot more leverage using your leg. I don't know if I said that right, but hopefully you know what I mean. All right, rotate that thigh bone out so your knee and toes turn out to the side, using a little bit more of the inner stripe. Pelvis upright, and lift and lower. Excellent. Bend that knee. All right, from here, let's spin around to another lunge. Spin around to your left first this time. Slide your right leg back, knee under the hip. How about leaning forward and extending that leg any amount? Reach back, try to straighten it as much as you comfortably can. And then slowly let the knee bend as you come up. Spin around to the other side. Slide the knee back. It's perfectly okay to stay here, especially if you're feeling a nice stretch in the front of the thigh and the hip. or you can hinge forward and try to extend that leg back any amount, lengthening the leg, feeling all sides of the thigh get longer. And then let that knee bend and spin back around to the front of the chair. And then from here, let's put a block, or whatever you use as a block, in the center of your feet, with your feet hip distance or a little bit wider. I'd say a little bit wider apart. Hinge forward, put your left hand on the block with your left elbow pit rotating forward. Reach your right arm straight out to the side, palm face forward. Now as you turn open to the right, try not to let that elbow pit unroll. So keep rotating your left elbow pit forward and twist open, also keeping your top hand facing forward. So if your hand starts to turn, don't go so far. And then bring that hand down, put the right hand on the center of the block, rotate your elbow pit to face forward with your fingers pointing forward as close as it will go. Reach your left arm out to the side, palm up. Try not to let that arm bone rotate. As you turn your waist open, your top hand faces forward too. And turn from the belly, watching what's going on in the bottom arm, feeling what's going on in the top arm. And then bring that hand down nice and slowly. Sit up, bring your ankles under your knees, and come up to stand nice and slowly, pushing your hips back. Come around to the back of your chair. Feet straight, ankles hip distance apart. Walk back, 2 straight arms, 2 straight legs. Remember, sometimes it's nice to have different variations, so don't always use the same chair. If you're in class using the same chair, that's fine, but when you're home, use different chairs, use different heights of the wall. Great time to practice thigh bones in neutral, kneecaps relaxing up and down, lower belly relaxes so the tailbone can go up into the air. And then slowly come back up. Put the ball of your right foot up on the block or rolled up towel, outer edges of feet straight. Maybe your left foot steps forward, elbow pits turn forward, one arm at a time, swing backwards. And after you're pretty confident that your elbow pits stay forward. So if you turn your thumbs in too much, then all of a sudden your elbow pits might start turning in. So if you can keep your elbow pits forward and your thumbs forward, you can start working like that and just pull your upper arm straight back. But you might keep your palms and elbow pits forward for a year, or 6 months or a year to really train your shoulders. Are your knees bending at all? Keep your legs nice and straight. Is your torso twisting? Keep your torso steady so it's just your arms pulling backwards. Going on a walk without going anywhere, but getting a great calf stretch. All right, let's switch. Actually, before we switch feet, relax your arms, elbow pits forward, ribs down. Put a bend in that right knee. And for today, you can let that knee go past the front of your ankle a little bit. If it feels discomfort in the front of your shin or the front of your foot, then do more top of the foot stretching and maybe skip that part for today or back your hips up. And then come out of there and switch legs. Outer edges of feet straight, ankles hip distance apart. Put the ball of your foot up, step that outside foot forward, 2 straight legs, kind of ground like your pelvic listing on both of your legs, reaching down, and then elbow pits forward as you swing one arm back at a time. And don't forget this one. We talk often about the thoracic stretch, putting your hands on something and getting up, stretching the whole back of your body. And then I talk about reaching your arms out to the sides a lot, but this is another one. This is another staple of just turning your elbow pits forward, making sure your ribs are relaxed down, and doing some arm swings more often. It's a great way to counteract all that time we spend with our arms in front of us. So pull your upper arm bones back Let them relax forward. Watch those elbow pits turning. Rotate them back forward as you swing back. Feel the back of the upper arm muscles. Feel that inner back of the arm. Pull back. All right, let's put a bend in the knee, steer it over the center of the foot. Maybe today let the knee bend quite a bit past the ankle. Breathing. Relax any clenching belly muscles, clenching buttocks muscles, clenching thigh muscles. It doesn't just relax immediately. Like I said that, and I could feel like deep thigh muscles clenching. So I had to really zone in on it and try to let things relax a little more. And then I start talking and something else starts clenching. So it gets better and better over time, but it's a continuous non-clenching process. Okay, come on up and you can slide that block out of the way. And then from here, let's stand at the back of the chair, feet straight, ankles hip distance, sit back into our chair pose. And we're watching, trying not to let our knees go forward, trying not to let our thighs collapse in and out. None of that is really accurate unless the outer edges of your feet are straight. Work with your ankles about hip distance apart. Sit back, try to drop your hips lower than your spine. And then next time you sit back, step your right leg way back into a lunge. Find the center of the ball of the foot, reach your right arm forward, and now you're going to twist your waist open and then reach that arm across. Cross it on top of your other arm, but you're not turning from your lower body. So it's really just the upper body. Find the boundary. Twist open and reach across. Twist open and reach across. Twist open and reach across. Bring that hand back to the chair, push into the heel of the front foot off the ball of the back foot, feet straight, ankles hip distance, sit back into the chair pose, step your left leg back, find the center of the ball of that back foot, front knee is not going past the ankle, flip your left hand open, just the upper body, twist open, and reach across. Twist open and reach across. Twist open. Reach across. What's your front thigh doing? Collapsing in or out, steady through the heel. Twist open and reach across. Bring that hand back to the chair. Then from here, we're going to step out in increments. We're going to be hip distance, 2 a little wider, 3 a little wider, 4 a little wider. So start at 1, hip distance, walk back 2 straight arms, 2 straight legs, take a breath, and then bend your knees and sit your hips back and take a breath here. Okay, press up, walk your feet to 2, straight legs, back your hips up, long spine here. Feel the backs of the shoulders, the backs of the ribs. Sit back. Lengthen your arms as you sit your hips back. Watch the thighs collapsing in or out. Check the ankles collapsing in or out after you've worked on the thighs a lot. Press up. Walk your feet to 3, straight legs. Push your hips back. And sit your hips back. It's a lot harder to tell what's going on in your body when we move dynamically. Sometimes it feels nicer. It opens up the body. Press up, walk your feet wider, push your hips back. But when you take a moment of stillness, you can tell a little bit easier, like, oh, I can feel some strange pulling on one of my inner thighs. And you look over and that ankle is rolling to the side. So it gives you more opportunity to really check, like, what's going on with my body? Sit your hips back, 2 long arms. All right, press into your feet, back your hips up to come up. Your feet are nice and wide. You're standing with your wide stance. Turn your right toes out. Check the edge of the foot straight first. Open your arms, palms up. Slowly bend into the knee, steering it over the center of the ankle. Press long through your left leg and straighten. Slowly bend in and straighten. Turn your right toes in, pivot. Turn your left toes out. It's like we're trying to set up quickly, but we want to make sure our feet are in the right position because that's everything for the chain up the body. Bend the left knee slowly, right over the ankle. Straighten nice and slowly. Bend the left knee nice and slowly. Straighten nice and slowly. Turn your left toes in. Turn your right toes out. Edge of the foot straight. Bend the knee, stay. Right arm goes up and arms back out to the side. Check. Does your knee collapse in? What habit do you have? Does your foot spin crooked? Right arm goes up and back down. Slowly straighten the right leg, turn those toes in, left toes turn out, bend into the knee, warrior two stance. Steady with the leg, left arm goes up and comes down. Right leg is straightening from buttocks to heel. Left arm goes up and come down. Straighten the leg, turn the toes in, rotate the right thigh bone out. Now two straight legs. Tip over into a triangle pose without bending your knees. Don't be in a rush. Rotate your arm bones all the way one way and hold. Reach out. Rotate your arm bones all the way the other way. Hold. Reach out. Press into your heels to come up. Turn those right toes in. Turn the left toes out. Hinge over only so much that you don't feel like you have to bend the knee at all. Rotate the arm bones all the way one way. Reach out through those upper arms. Rotate the arm bones all the way the other way. Reach out through those upper arms. And come up. Turn your right toes in, left toes in, turn your right toes out. Bend your knee, hand to the knee. Reach that left arm into the air. Now curl in between your leg and your arm. And open up, palm face forward. You can use your right hand to hold your knee open over your ankle. Curl under and open up. Pull your body up. Turn your right toes in. Turn your left toes out. Bend the knees, steer it over the center of the foot. Hand to the knee, top arm into the air, palm face forward. Curl between your leg and your arm. And rotate open, curl between your leg and your arm, and rotate open. Pull your body up, parallel your feet. You're facing the back of your chair, so if you're not, turn and face the back of the chair. Push your hips back. Great time to work on kneecap relax, outer edges of feet straight. Reach your right arm straight out to the right with your thumb pointing up in the air. And then twist open only so much that that hand stays facing forward. Back your hips up a little bit. Bring the hand back to the chair. Your left arm goes out, thumb points up. Twist open only so much that that hand stays facing forward. Back your hips up. Reach down through the inner thighs, the outer thighs, maybe rotating your thigh bones a little bit into neutral. And bring that hand down. Now heel toe your feet back into hip distance apart. Maybe work on your neutral thigh bone as you come into a forward fold and come up nice and slowly. Hips stay back over the heels. Rotate into a forward fold from the pelvis and come up nice and slowly. And rotate into a half forward fold. And come up nice and slowly and rotate into a half forward fold. Come up nice and slowly with your feet straight, ankles hip distance. Feel free to have a hand on a chair, a hand on a wall. Push down through your outer right hip, back your weight up into your heel, bend your left heel in towards your buttocks. Slowly lower down. Feet straight, ankles hip distance every time. As you push down, you're also backing your thigh bone up as you lift your right heel in towards your buttocks. Lower down. Push down, back the weight up into the heel, bend the heel in, lower down. Press down, back the weight up, bend the heel in, lower down. 2 more each side. And I know I haven't seen you all in person in a while, but you're doing so good. I remember, especially if you're being consistent with me, I remember from the beginning of when we started working together till time went on, how much your body moves so fluidly, how much your balance improved just a little bit at a time. Don't forget that. As I start to go back to teaching in person, I come into contact with more and more people who are new to my classes, and their alignment is, back where we started. So be content, but still be vigorous and patient and persistent with the work you're doing in your body. Okay, cross your right wrist just over your left wrist, like barely cross it over, and walk back. Push your hips back. Let your armpits drop down a little bit. And then if it's okay, slide your hands further so you're higher up at your elbows and push your hips back. Push into the heels to come up. Cross your left wrist just barely over your right wrist and push your hips back. Maybe working on neutral rotation of the thigh bones. And then re-straightening the legs as you work there. Maybe slide your hands over as far as they'll go. Just a little bit can go a long way. I'm kind of going to the max. And push your hips back. All right, and come up. All right, feet straight, ankles hip distance. This time you're going to sit back into a chair pose, but maybe one leg. And if you do it on one leg and you totally lose your alignment, then do 2 legs for a while more. So as you sit back, your left foot comes up and you're straightening and sitting back on one leg. Straightening and sit back. But is your knee going forward? Is your thigh collapsing in or out? Is your hip pushing out to the side? Hug it in. Straighten, sit back. All right, feet straight, ankles hip distance. Push your opposite foot off the floor. Right away, does your body want to go forward? Back your hips up. Straighten, weight back in the heel. Sit your hips back. Watch the hip going out to the side. Watch the knee collapsing in or out. Straighten. Sit back, one-legged chair squat. Straighten. Sit back. And straighten, and then put that foot down. Sit 2 hips back. Step your right leg back. Keep your right hand on the chair. Twist your left arm open. Feel the belly turn. Are your hips turning? Let them turn, then try to bring them back and just turn from the waist. And then bring that hand down. Now from here, you're going to push off your right foot to step it up, and your right foot's going to go forward and your left leg back. Pyramid stance. From here, circle your arms out and up and bring them back down. 2 straight legs, ankles hip distance apart. It will help with balance. Circle your arms out and up. Now keep your left hand in the air, drop your right hand down, go over to your right. Press long through that back leg. Come back up, palms up. Twist towards your right leg, just the upper body. If the hips turn, bring them back. Unwind, 2 straight legs, push your hips back. If that outside hip rolls open, turn it back to face forward. And then from there, come on up, 2 straight legs. And now a little trickier, easier if your hands are a little higher. Push down, let one foot float up. And how about a half forward fold? So one foot stays up off the ground the whole time. Back your hips up. The edge of the standing leg is still straight. The hanging leg is hanging straight down. As you fold forward, it's not moving, so you've got to push down through your standing leg hip. One leg forward fold. Back your hips up. Slowly come up. Back your thigh bone up. Slowly come up. Feet straight, ankles hip distance. Push down through the opposite leg. The foot hangs. Back your hips up. Come up all the way, hips over heels. Back the thigh bone up, rotate the pelvis. Come on up, one leg forward fold. Back up, breathing. And come up. And back up. And come up. All right, feet straight, ankles hip distance. Sit back into your chair pose. Maybe just take dynamic chair pose, watching your alignment. Maybe one foot lifts up. I'll do the opposite foot first. And you straighten and sit back, watching the collapsing of the knee. Straighten up. Sit back into a one-legged chair pose. Straighten and sit back and straighten and sit back. Put that foot down, outer edges of feet straight, ankles hip distance. Lift your other foot up. Try not to let the hips turn out to the side. Straighten, sit back and straighten and sit back and straighten and sit back and straighten and sit back. Put both feet down. Step your left leg back. Twist your right arm open, turning from the waist. You can let your hips turn, but then bring them back and just turn from the belly. Bring that hand down, push off your left foot, step it forward. Left foot forward, right foot back, feet straight, ankles hip distance apart. And then from there, circle your arms up, straightening through the buttocks to the heels. Arms come down. Circle the arms up. Keep your right arm up. Bring your left hand down. Lean over to the left. Relax any clenching muscles. Open your arms out to the side. Just turn from the waist. Twist open to the left. Unwind, hinge forward. Does your right hip turn open? Turn both hips to face the chair as you hinge forward. Backing your hips up, 2 straight legs. And then come up off of your back foot. And so now you're pushing down through one outer hip. Watching if it goes out to the side, hug it in. Flex your ankle. To get this foot to stay up, you've got a pelvic lift on your standing leg. You're not lifting up from that hip. You're pushing down from your standing leg, because when you come into a half forward fold, if you're not pushing down through that leg is going to have to go someplace else so it doesn't touch the floor. So you've got to work those outer hip muscles. So push down, foot lifts up, come on up, and rotate back into a one-legged, all the way straight leg forward fold. Come on up, back up. A little goes a long way. Come on up. If your pelvis stops rotating, you just stop there. Back that thigh bone up. Come on up. Back that thigh bone up. All right, feet straight, ankles hip distance. Push down through the other hip, hug it in. Your foot comes up. Come up. One leg forward fold. Push your hips straight back. Let's do that 3 more times. And if you really want to get technical, you could do it while your thigh bone's in neutral. Probably take a little bit of slowing down. All right, put that foot down. Grab whatever you're going to use for a double calf stretch. I'm going to use 2 blocks side by side. Thin blocks, put the ball of the feet up, your heels down. You could use a rolled up mat, a rolled up towel. Push your hips back. Hands to the chair, forearms to the chair. Outer edges of feet straight, ankles hip distance apart. Breathing. And a lot of times, even as I try to rotate my thigh bones into neutral, because there's still pockets of tension in my hips, my knees will want to go into a slight bend. So not only when you rotate your thigh bones into neutral are you checking, but you're also seeing, can I straighten my legs a little bit more? And don't worry if you're not working on rotating your thigh bones into neutral because your kneecaps won't lift up and down. All you can keep doing is doing these stretches. That's what's going to help the back of the thighs open. You'll use the back of the legs more. Your kneecaps will start lifting up and down. You can't really rush it. You just have to keep practicing gently. All right, come on up. Have a seat in your chair. Please take your time as you're sitting down. So as you sit your hips back, you're trying not to fall to the chair. You're going nice and slowly, feet straight, ankles and knees hip distance apart. Come on down, bring your ankles forward under your knees, interlace your right pinky finger behind your head, elbows open, pelvis upright, ribs relaxed down, and then just feel like you're sliding your head back into your hands, side bend to the right. Come on up. Side bend to the left. Come on up. Head slides back. Twist the belly to the right. And twist the belly to the left. Come back to center. Switch the crossing of your fingers behind your head. Pelvis upright, ribs relax down, but head slides back into the hands. Side bend to the left. And side bend to the right. And twist your belly to the left. And twist your belly to the right. Feel that length of your spine. Chin is slightly down. Come back to center. Extend your arms. Spread out through your fingers. How about trying to tap each finger? Thumbs to the center of the hand. Pointer fingers, middle fingers, ring fingers, pinky fingers. Rotate your arm bones so your palms turn up. Reach out through the upper arms. Lower your hands down nice and slowly. Straighten your legs all the way. Hinge forward from your hips. Maybe your spine rounds, maybe your head drops all the way down. And then slowly come up and sit all the way back in your chair. Let your gaze soften or your eyes gently close. Become very present with your body and with your breath. Stay present with your body and with your breath. This is one of my favorite poets, Mary Oliver, and this poem is I Worried. I worried a lot. Will the garden grow? Will the rivers flow in the right direction? Will the earth turn as it was taught? And if not, how shall I correct it? Was I right? Was I wrong? Will I be forgiven? Can I do better? Will I ever be able to sing? Even the sparrows can do it, and I am, well, hopeless. Is my eyesight fading, or am I just imagining it? Am I going to get rheumatism, lockjaw, dementia? Finally, I saw that worrying had come to nothing, and I gave it up, and I took my old body and went out into the morning and sang. Bringing our hands together at heart center. In gratitude for this breath, in gratitude for this body, in gratitude for this day. Namaste.